What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Halloween's around the corner, and guess what we're going to do today? We're going to talk about Halloweekends at Kings Island and some events that you can do at the Great Wolf Lodge as well during this October. So let's get into it. Alright. Can't wear that for the whole video. Alright guys, well let's get into it. So, October's right around the corner, and as you know, the Halloweekends for Kings Island and Cedar Point are about to kick off. Since Kings Island is closer to where we live, it's our home park, so for this video's sake, we're going to be talking more about the Halloweekends for Kings Island. So guys, if you're new to this channel, welcome to Chase's Adventure. If I already haven't introduced myself, in my videos I like to go over all kinds of adventures that me and my family like to go on, and give you guys some tips and tricks on the way if I can do so as well. One of those two big adventures that we usually go to are amusement parks such as Kings Island and Cedar Point. So if you're looking for some tips and tricks for this October for Halloweekends, you're in the right place. So let's get started with the video. Alright, if you guys have watched any of my previous videos, we've talked about it before. There's a lot of places you can stay nearby Kings Island in Mason, Ohio. One of those places is the Great Wolf Lodge. Now, if you're a person who doesn't want to drop a dime, because Great Wolf Lodge can be very costly, then I would suggest maybe going to a hotel, you know, a little bit farther away. But if you want to be within literal walking distance of Kings Island, I highly suggest and highly recommend Great Wolf Lodge. Our family is going to be planning on doing a whole weekend deal for Halloweekends and for the Great Wolf Lodge. We're going to try to kill a bunch of birds with one stone. So it's not going to be an easy task, so bear with me, but I'm going to try to tackle a lot of events as well as show you around the Great Wolf Lodge. Alright, well, let's get into the nitty-gritty real quick. What is Halloweekends? Halloweekends is an event that happens every year at a lot of the Cedar Fair parks here in Ohio, and I'm sure everywhere else now as well. But I'm more familiar with Kings Island and Cedar Point and how they do things, and we're going to go over a little bit of some of the things that the kids can do and some of the things that the adults can do. Because some of the things that adults can do is a little bit of a touchy subject this year since Six Flags took over. I'm not going to get into the whole politics of it too much, but let's just say it rhymes with funny. Alright guys, well let's start with the kid events first, because I'm sure a lot of you who watch my channel or tune in or subscribed are probably adults with children and want to get a little bit of an idea of what they can do with their kids if they want to go to Kings Island or Cedar Point or any of the amusement parks here in Ohio. So, during the day, Kings Island will open up only on the weekends now, and I believe it's at 11 a.m. I guess I should have fact-checked myself, but so not much further away from where it originally would open up for any normal park goer, but 11 a.m. So, and what is there to do for these kids during Halloweekends? Well, I can tell you that about 99.99% of the rides are going to be open except anything that involves water, and there's going to be a lot of Halloween events such as trick-or-treating. So, all kinds of stuff to do for the kids during the day. It's nice, it's family oriented and friendly, and you don't have to worry about some ghoul or zombie coming up to your kids and spooking them. So for those who don't have passes, you will have to pay obviously for parking, you'll have to pay for normal admission to get inside of the park and do a lot of these events. Now, if you're one of those who've been paying attention to my channel and like to save a buck or two, and have already planned to going to these amusement parks several times during the year, get yourself a season pass. Preferably a gold pass. You're going to get the most bang for your buck. You're going to get free parking, and you're going to get unlimited amount of times that you can go to the park, such as these events like Hollow Weekends and Winterfest that will be coming right around the corner right after Hollow Weekends. For those of you who have bought the all-season food pass for Kings Island, Cedar Point, or either one of those parks, these passes will also be included when you get inside of the park as well. So all of the places that you can eat, you're still able to eat during this time, and you're still able to use your all-season food pass, which adds to its value if you got it at the beginning of the year. So from pretty much when the park opens all the way to the very end of December, you're able to use your food pass. In my opinion, it's a pretty good deal, considering how expensive things are nowadays. So just a quick reminder, guys, when I'm talking about the all-season dine-in pass, basically the package that we got is you get 2 meals a day, 4 hours apart from each other. And guys, again, I said this in all of my videos, you get a crap ton of food. We've got 4 dine-in passes, and honestly, like I've said in one of my previous videos, I'm probably going to cut back on that. Maybe cut down to maybe 1 or 2 dine-in passes, because you get so much food that it's even hard for the girls, for my girls, to eat all of that food. So if you haven't gotten a dine-in pass before, maybe try to see how much food you can eat for the first time, and once you see how much food you got and how much food everybody can consume, maybe make that decision next year, because it's a little late in the game at this point. So like I said before, there's all kinds of different little events for your kids to do. There'll be booths up, like little places to buy things like Halloween decorations or whatever, or Halloween themed merchandise. And there's the way that the trick-or-treat works for the kids is that you get yourself a little card at the beginning of the park, and it'll be all numbered. I don't know I can't really remember how many there are, but I think there's at least 10 stations, maybe more. Correct me if I'm wrong. It may change every year. So, but you get a card, they basically punch it. So you'll go to the first station, it'll be numbered 1 through however many stations are. So if there's 10 stations, it'll be numbered 1 through 10. And they're all themed, they're really cool. Good little photo opportunities for those parents, especially those vloggers out there, those family vloggers that want to get that picture perfect moment with their kids in their costume getting Halloween decorations. It's pretty cute, it's pretty cool, pretty cute for the kids. And it's a good opportunity not only for them to go to a theme park and show off their brand new Halloween costumes, but get in some rides when they're finished collecting all that candy. So once you're done collecting all that candy, like I mentioned before, you can go off and ride any rides you want, or just or just go there to ride rides. You don't even have to go and do any of the festivities, or the Halloween festivities, if you will. You can still go attend the park just like normal. Like I said, obviously with it being October, none of the water rides are going to be open, and the water park will be closed as well. But at least the majority of the rides will still be open. And the best thing about October is that most of the time, depending on where you live in Ohio, it's pretty good sweater weather, if you will. So a nice, good 60, 65 degrees during the day most of the time, and a chilly 40 to 45 degrees at night. Good sweater weather. So, alright guys, let's get into the next topic. And this is one that I haven't done in a long time, but the night festivities and all of the haunted houses that are included at Kings Island. Let's get going. Alright, let's talk about the Halloween haunt during the nighttime at Kings Island. Alright guys, let's get into it. Well, I busted out my laptop here because there's just a lot to go over of all the things that you could do during Halloween weekends. I didn't mention this, but there are time schedules if you have kids, especially those that are below 10 years old, highly recommend you get them out of Dodge before 6 p.m. What I mean by that is that between the hours of 6 p.m. to 12 a.m., so for the next 6 hours, Kings Island will be doing their Halloween Haunt, which will be more adult oriented. And if you have two little girls like I do that scare pretty easily, I wouldn't take them there. Now, normally, throughout the years, Kings Island has provided, I think for an extra charge, you can get necklaces or some kind of medallion to show, hey, don't scare me. I think it's called a no boo bracelet or no boo necklace. Correct me in the comments. But you can get that, so if you and your wife, girlfriend, want to be able to continue doing what you're doing throughout the day and not have your kids get scared, that's an option for you. But if you're like me, who's not going to take a chance, get them out of Dodge before 6 p.m. So that being said, it's going to be kid friendly between 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. and then at 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. completely adults. So that being said, let's get into the events here that they got going on, and we're going to talk about this a little bit because this has been kind of a controversy, if you will, for a lot of the mazes. Sorry, I'm getting distracted here. All right, guys. So the big controversy. Let's talk about it. In the past, it has been a thing where as long as you pay for your admission, you come into Kings Island, all the mazes are free. Well, this year, Six Flags bottom up, and they're doing a little bit of what I guess they have done at their parks, and you have to basically pay to play, if you will. Now, there is some good news to that, guys. I don't want to be totally Debbie Downer. I was doing some of my research, and I remember at the towards the middle of the summer when this was starting, the news was starting to get out. Everybody was all worried about like having to pay for all the mazes. Now, there are some mazes that are free with your admission to the park, and they're called scare zones around Kings Island. I'll put a screenshot up here, show you a little bit of some of the attractions that they got going on, and I guess it's through the entire park. And you just, if you have the Kings Island app on your phone, it'll be on your map. I'm sure it'll point out where all the scare zones are, where all the free attractions are, and then basically they're just, they're like any kind of maze. You're just not going to get that premium feel, if you will. Now, if you want to go a little bit more premium, if you will, Kings Island is doing the Haunted Mazes at Kings Island, and they're going to have quite a bit of them. Oh, by the way, presented by Snickers, not me. The mazes. Just thought that was funny. Throw that out there. Anybody who's a big Kings Island, Cedar Point fan, this has been kind of a new thing that they've been doing. A lot of people sponsoring them, Snickers. So, if you want to do that, if you want to do the Haunted Attractions Pass, I believe it's going to be an extra $10 on top of your admission. That will get you into those mazes. And there's a new one this year. This is kind of a big deal for them. They got a big maze that they're doing, and it's called The Conjuring Beyond Fear. If any one of you guys have been out there and watched any of the Conjuring movies, I'm assuming that it's going to be pretty much themed around The Conjuring and Annabelle and all that stuff. They were pretty big movies in the mid-2010s, and Now they're making it into a maze. You will have to pay to get into that as well. So, heads up. Like I said, guys, I'll put a screenshot up eventually kind of showing you what these mazes are themed around. And so, anyways, let's get into the next segment here. They are putting on also a lot of shows as well. It looks like a lot of these shows are going to be a part of the adult attractions. So, sorry kids. There are going to be games and stuff like that for the kids to do during the day, like the trick-or-treating. But it looks like they're putting all their eggs in one basket for this. So, just to give you an example, one of the shows they got is the opening ceremony. I think, if I remember correctly, all the zombies and ghouls come out and they do a big show and dance. All throughout the park, there's going to be like these little scare tactics here and there. People are going to like scare you. They're going to come up on you and scare you and stuff. So just be prepared for that. If you have I guess a light heart, I wouldn't go to this time at night. They're also doing a Dr. Nightmare's game show. That looks pretty fun. I'm assuming that's going to be basically like a game show, but all haunted. And they're doing Night Walkers. That's going to be kind of a zombies meets high-flying stunts, if you will. So that sounds pretty fun. Let's see what else they got going on here. They're also going to have Ghouls Gone Wild, which is a dance under the moonlight. Basically a dancing show with a bunch of ghouls. So there's going to be all kinds of events to do, guys. Just remember, a lot of those events are going to be during the Halloween haunt. So if you have kids, or if you're the faint of heart, if you will, and don't like getting scared, I would not go to this at this time at night. So yeah, there it is, guys. Halloween haunt. All right, let's get into our next topic. We're going to talk about the Great Wolf Lodge and some of the things you can do during October at the Great Wolf Lodge. Because what we're going to do, my youngest's birthday is coming up, and it's in October, and we thought, heck, why don't we do kind of a Halloween-themed birthday? And at the same time, we'll go to Kings Island during the day and then come back and relax at the indoor water park that the Great Wolf Lodge has to offer us. Alright guys, let's get into it. Let's go. Let's get into our adventure now. So, if you're going, speaking of adventure, if you're going to go and adventure at Kings Island, you might want to stay at the Great Wolf Lodge. That way you can adventure from the hotel and then venture your way all the way to Kings Island. So, how close is Kings Island to the Great Wolf Lodge? Well, if we look at this map here, no, I'm just kidding. No, but really, guys, it's only about a half-a-mile walk from the main entrance of Kings Island to the actual hotel of the Great Wolf Lodge. And there's a nice little blacktop walkway for anybody to access to the park and to the Great Wolf Lodge itself as well. So let's get into it, because this is something that we're going to touch up a little bit, because this is a little bit of a sneak peek of what we're going to be planning on doing when we venture over to the Great Wolf Lodge in October. Let's go, guys. If you've seen my previous videos, I'm talking about mainly Kings Island and Cedar Point. There is a video that talks about Kings Island, Cedar Point. I'll link it at the end. We go into great detail about both the parks and basically their layout, the rides, what to do, the passes, and everything else, including one of the segments that I talk about is the Great Wolf Lodge. So I'm not going to get into huge detail about the Great Wolf Lodge, but guys, just a little bit of a synopsis of what the Great Wolf Lodge is. Essentially, it's a resort. You got nice rooms. We went there during this year around February of my oldest's birthday, It was quite a snowy time to go. It's probably the best time to go, honestly, is during fall and winter, when all the water parks are closed. Because one of the things and one of the main features that Great Wolf Lodge has is a huge indoor water park inside of it. So it's a great thing to have during the winter and during the fall when all the water parks are closed. And this is going to be our first year of trying it out while Kings Island is still open. So it's going to be a little bit of a testing ground to see how that works out. Let's get into it. So besides the water park, guys, there's a lot of things to do at the Great Wolf Lodge. I mentioned it in the beginning of the video how it could be a little pricey to stay at the Great Wolf Lodge. Well, you get what you pay for, and you do get a lot of stuff that goes along with the Great Wolf Lodge. And one of those events that they're going to be putting off starting September 25th all the way until October 31st is the Halloween events. Let's get into that. Alright guys, I busted out my computer again because I want to make sure that I get all of these facts straight to you guys. So these are some of the events of the Halloween event that they're doing during September 21st all the way until the end of October 31st. And these are included with your stay. You get a Monster Bash dance party. We've done the dance parties before. They usually do it towards the end of the day. A lot of fun. It's kind of like a good way to get all the energy out of your kids before they go to bed. They got a Halloween crafts, and they got Boo Bingo, Halloween trivia, Ghoulish games, and Spooky balloons. So these are all included with your stay. Don't cost you anything extra. They're also going to be doing something called a trick-or-treat trail, which it sounds like Great Wolf Lodge is also going to be doing their own trick-or-treat. This is going to be pretty interesting because not only are we going to try to do Kings Island trick-or-treat, but we're also going to do the Great Wolf Lodge's trick-or-treat as well. We're doing this all in like 3 days, towards the middle or the end of October. So it's going to be packed full of stuff, guys. I hope that we get to cover a lot of things, and hopefully this will be kind of a way for you guys to be like, oh wow, that's definitely something I'm doing next year. I'll let you guys know. But yeah, so that's just some of the events that you are able to do at the Great Wolf Lodge included with your stay. So let's get into some of the packages and some of the deals, if you will, that we're going to include with our stay. And we'll talk about how much that is as well. Alright, real quick guys, I've talked about this in one of my previous videos, so I'm not going to go into great detail about this, but one of the passes that we're going to include for both of our girls is called the Wolf Pass. It's $74.99 per package. It comes with a lot of stuff. It sounds pretty pricey. But at the end of the day, when me and Carrie got through the weekend with Elena's birthday, it was pretty worth it because it comes with food, it comes with different perks, different things you guys get to do. I mentioned this in the last video. I'm going to mention it in this video. There's two things that you guys can do. There's the Magic Quest and the Shadow Quest. Basically, you're paying for a wand that only works at the hotel. Literally, that's it. If you want to save your money, you want to get something that might be more worth your while, they do have a Build-A-Bear there, and you can swap out the Magic Quest and Shadow Quest for a Build-A-Bear. All of the stuff, because you get 20% off anything that's there at the Great Wolf Lodge with this pass, by the way. So all of the apparel is 20% off, and you get a free Build-A-Bear. Bada bing, bada boom, guys. I would pick the Build-A-Bear, trust me. So, Wolf Pass, lots of stuff you could do with it. One of those things I forgot to mention that is included in the Great Wolf Lodge is that it does have an arcade, and it does have a $5 Northern Lights arcade pass. plus I think you get one free game of bowling at the arcade as well. Yeah, guys, it's worth it. Like, I'll screenshot all the perks that come with it. $74.99. It's not too bad. Look into it, unless you guys don't feel like doing all that stuff. But that's one of the passes that we're gonna get, and I would suggest maybe you guys look into it as well. All right, let's move on. So one of the other packages or passes that you guys can get, especially during the Halloween event, is they got a package coming out called the Halloween package. Pretty simple. You get a little bag that says Halloween, Great Wolf Lodge on the bottom of it. I'll put this all up on the screen for you guys. You get a mystery plush. You get some special edition Great Wolf Lodge ears. Halloween edition. They're orange with a spider and little spider webs. You get a little lantern full of candy, and it looks like you get some cookie pops from Oreo. So all kinds of cool stuff that goes along with that, guys. So $39.99 for this package, guys. I don't know how my wife is talking me into this, but I mean, if this is going to be a one-time deal for you guys, this is going to be your vacation, go big or go home, I guess. But that's how much that package costs. That's going to be tough to swallow. But anyways, $39.99. That's all the stuff you guys get. You get a little fanny pack, mystery plush, ears, lantern, and the little pops. I guess if anything, for the nostalgia factor, it's worth it. But that's one of the packages, exclusive packages, that the Halloween Great Wolf Lodge event is going to have during that time. Alright, so the last package that we're going to be looking into getting into for that weekend is called a birthday bash package. Obviously, it's going to be one of my girls' birthday, so it's only necessary for us to get a birthday bash package. This package is one of the most expensive packages. It will run you about $89.99. And this is what it comes with. It comes with a birthday door decoration and card and suite. That's pretty cool, guys. They decorate the door, and one of the other things that it comes with is 2 themed birthday balloons and 3 paw print balloons. They'll have that in the hotel room. It's pretty cool for the kids to show up and have that stuff inside of there already. You get a Lodge crafted large pizza and a 2-liter soda. 2-liter. So you get a large pizza and you get a 2-liter soda. Pretty good. Then you get a 7-inch double-layered yellow cake topped with rich vanilla buttercream, decorated with celebration sprinkles. So you get a cake, 7-inch cake. If you're a family of 4, plenty. You get a best birthday ever themed plates, cups, and napkins for 4, so family of 4. And one $40 Paul Points game card. So you get $40 for the birthday boy or girl to use at the arcade. So it's not bad. It's not bad at all. So that's one of the packages that we're going to be looking into. Guys, it's telling me right here that you can save up to 23% on this ultimate birthday celebration. So they've always got deals going on. You're going to have to just like, it comes and goes. So if there's a deal going on and if you got nothing better to do, I would move on it. Obviously, the weekends are going to be more expensive than the weekdays. So if you're able to get a weekday off, go during the weekdays. But in our case, we have to go on the weekends to be able to go to Kings Island. So, yeah. Real quick, guys, If you're looking for more of a budget-friendly deal for any of the birthday boys or girls out there, there are birthday basics, which is $39.99. Look these up on the Great Wolf Lodge website. And there's also the birthday fun, which is $59.99 for your kids as well. So if you're looking for more of a budget-friendly package, something to go with your kids' birthday, that's something to look into as well. This is just something. The birthday bash is just something that we did last year, or well, technically this year for Elena's birthday, and it was pretty cool. I thought it was worth it in the end. So, all right, guys. Well, let's get into the fact of how close it is to get to Kings Island, where we are. So, one of the reasons why we're going to be doing it on a weekend is because we want to be able to experience Kings Island and the Great Wolf Lodge at the same time. Like I said before, it's only a half-a-mile walk. There's a walking path to the main entrance of Kings Island and to the hotel itself, so it's pretty convenient. That being said, let's get into some of the things that you can try to save some money if you're a pass holder at Kings Island. So, the Great Wolf Lodge, I'm not going to lie to you guys, if you're going to be paying out of pocket and there's no deals, no packages, no nothing, prepare yourself, especially if you're a family of four. You're going to be spending more than $100 per meal at one of their restaurants. Unless you go to the pizza shop, get a burger or whatever, it's going to be pretty expensive. That being said, if you have an all-season dining pass already for Kings Island, this is one of the hacks that we're going to try to do to beat the prices at the Great Wolf Lodge. We're going to go ahead and try to get to the park at a time where we can get like a brunch, if you will. And since we got the all-season pass, we gotta wait 4 hours, and then pretty close to about 4:30, 5 o'clock, whenever the kids' time is over, we're going to go ahead and order our dinner, bring it back to the hotel room, and then by the time we're done eating that, we can head to the water park afterwards. But there you go. We literally just got a free lunch and dinner because of our meal plan at Kings Island. This is something I highly recommend. If anybody's planning on going to Kings Island and staying at the Great Wolf Lodge, and if you got a season pass for a meal deal, this is a hack. I'm telling you right now, do it. It's going to save you so much money. And like I said before, you get so much food at Kings Island that by the time you bring the food back and you sit down in your hotel room, nice air conditioned room, and you eat all your food, you're going to feel like a slug because there's so much food, and you're not going to want to eat anything else. Also, another hack for you guys, obviously try to bring your own drinks and food, like something just to snack on, like chips, a little snack, or maybe some breakfast, burritos in the morning or something to get you started. These are all ways for people to try to avoid buying the food at one of these resorts. One of the days, try it out. They do have a buffet. They have a restaurant there. I mean, the food is very, very good. Okay, you're definitely paying for the food because it's very good. Highly recommend it. But if you're looking to save some money, you got a meal plan, you got a gold pass to Kings Island, and you're planning to go into the park anyways, go to the park, get some food, walk back. It's not that far of a walk, and in my opinion, instead of spending over $100 for a family of four to get food, if you all go to the park, have some fun, get some food on the way out, and then just relax in your hotel room, worth it. So, that's the point I want to make, and that's the thing that we're going to try to experiment here this year once we get to that point. And I'll let you guys know how cool that's going to be. If it all plans out very well, I think it'll be one awesome hack, if you will. Because once we're done eating, The water park inside of Great Wolf Lodge does close at 8 o'clock. So if we get done technically around 6 o'clock, we still got plenty of time to relax by the pool or do some, just get a quick dip before the end of the day, then pack it in and call it a day. And that being said, we're also going to try to do the Halloween hunt while we're there. I'm not sure how I'm going to tackle it. I don't think I'm going to bring the girls. So if I do the Halloween hunt, I'm going to try to get a friend to go with me, or I'm going to do it myself when the girls are asleep. I don't think it's going to be something they're going to enjoy anyway, so I don't feel bad if I go to the park and they miss out on that. So, but I at least want to get you guys a view of what it's like at the park, and it might be easier if I do it by myself because I could just take my time, mosey around the park for the next 4 hours after 8 o'clock and show you guys exactly what it's like. You can also do night rides too. I forgot to mention this to you guys. Like the Beast, it's going to be open. Rides like that are going to be open, and doing a night ride on the Beast is highly recommended. So, yeah. Alright, so that pretty much wraps it up for this video as far as what to expect here in about a month and what we're going to be doing, and pretty much what Halloween Weekends is, Halloween Haunt, and what you can do at the Great Wolf Lodge during Halloween Weekends. So if you're planning on doing a weekend deal and you want to go to Kings Island and you want to stay at the Great Wolf Lodge, this is the best time to do it, honestly, in my opinion, because you get some decent weather, you get to go do some Halloween stuff at Great Wolf Lodge and at the at Kings Island as well. So real quick, guys, I also want to mention here in about a week we got some other cool events going on. We got our county fair going on here, and that'll be pretty cool. So we're going to put the wonderful wagon that you guys have seen to the test. It's going to be its first true test. So we're going to be doing the county fair, and we're also be going to the Renaissance Festival here in Waynesville, Ohio. Pretty cool. From what I understand, my brother-in-law went. They said they just expanded it. So there's a lot more to do there. And another true test for the wonderful wagon will be at the Renfest as well, because it's a lot of dirt roads. So hopefully those all-terrain wheels pay out for itself. So thanks, guys, for watching. I hope this was kind of helpful and kind of getting you guys reared up for what's to come here towards the end of September all the way to the end of October for Kings Island and Great Wolf Lodge. I can't wait for that video to come out and show you guys. Hopefully everything goes out the way it should be planned, but we'll see. So I hope you guys like, I hope you subscribe, and until next time, keep chasing your dreams.